Hey Nintendo fans and collectors, this is Lithium017 bringing you my collecting tip number 14. And this one's called Test Everything. I probably should have stated this in an earlier video, but whenever you buy something, you definitely are going to want to test it. Meaning, don't buy games that you don't own a console for. Make sure you own the console so that you can test the games. And you're going to want to test them as soon as you get them. If you buy something on eBay, then I think you only have roughly 30 days to leave feedback, or 30 days to leave them a message letting them know that something doesn't work. And if you buy something locally, you don't want to wait too long, or else they'll just say you broke it. So you want to test something probably the day that you get it, just to make sure that it works. And speaking of other items, this is an international GameCube, Spice GameCube. So here it is, and a lot of people think that they won't work on our televisions. This one does. So the GameCubes definitely do, and the N64s definitely do. I'm not sure about the Wiis. I don't have an international Wii. But this one just has the normal cable, so you can hook it up to the TV, and the cable also for power. So you can just plug those normal cables that you get from North America into it, and test it on your television. International controllers, such as this is an Emerald Japanese controller. This is a GameCube controller, obviously. International controllers for GameCube work on any console, and same with N64 controllers. They work on any console. Again, I'm not aware about the Wii ones, so if someone can leave a comment about that, that would be awesome. So you definitely just want to test them because they will work in any console that you have. Then, just because you get something boxed, like this Atomic Purple controller, I got the controller, I didn't test it. I didn't test it for a few months. Just because I got it boxed doesn't mean it'll necessarily work. So the whole controller didn't work at all. But you're going to want to test all the buttons, the joystick, just make sure everything's in functioning order. And then, to add to that, just because you buy something brand new, or it says it's brand new, also doesn't mean it will work. So I got this Japanese blue Pokemon controller. It's the Pikachu N64 controller. And this one was brand new, but I'm not sure if it works because sometimes there's defects. So definitely plug that into a console, just have a look. And then with games, you can run into a lot of problems with games. One of the problems with a lot of Nintendo games is they actually have an internal battery. The Legend of Zelda was one of the very first games to have an internal battery. On the back here, you can see some text right here, and I'll try and, there we go. So it says extending playing power. Zelda is programmed to remember everything you find on your journey, so you never have to start your search empty-handed. And that's the internal battery pack that it's referring to. After a number of years, after roughly 15 years, the games stop saving. So all of our Pokemon games that a lot of kids were playing growing up, just plug it back in your console and test it, because eventually the batteries will stop working. You can replace the batteries by opening up the game, but you might just want to buy a new copy. It depends what you're willing to do. Super Nintendo games are the same. With this Super Metroid, it saves as long as my game is inside of the Super Nintendo, and as long as it's plugged in. But the moment that we remove it from the console, everything that was saved onto the cartridge is lost. So when you're testing these kinds of games, maybe plug them into your console, see if they work, turn off the console, remove the game, put it back in, make sure your save file's still there. And then, sometimes the game just flat out doesn't work. So I had friends over and we wanted to play Mario Party 3. I bought this a long time ago boxed, and it just didn't work. And we really wanted to play it. Thank God I had a backup copy that was the not for resale copy. We could have just played another one, but we were really looking forward to playing this. You want to make sure everything works before you have friends over to play stuff and it doesn't work and you're just frustrated. So test everything the day you get it. And that's collecting tip number 14. I'll bring you collecting tip number 15 next week on Friday. Have a great day, guys.